Dear students, parents and guests, welcome. Today, this graduation ceremony marks a special moment for all graduates. Today, I also remember my graduation some decades ago. I started studying in Paris, then in Fribourg, Switzerland, a year in Kiel, in Germany. The world was small and simple. At that time, there were 3 billion people on this planet. Today, we have 8 billion and growing. I remember as a child, only very few people had a small television at home, and not even in color. When I started studying, I bought an old bicycle for a few Swiss francs, which then enabled me to explore broader areas. I wanted to understand everything about life and people. I was curious about all the stories people were telling after World War II. This genuine drive opened doors for me to explore ideas and the world. I always had questions, but as you will realize, too much questioning is not always welcome. From there, and for now, more than 40 years, my curiosity shaped my journey for endless learning. Always wanting to understand the realities behind what we see, what we hear. This search for understanding nurtured my many interests for decades. People who never have questions are boring people. During my academic path, I always read books, and as you know, I have written many books, and all this enriches lifelong learning. We all know education starts prenatal and postnatal. The beginning of all life already sets the path for the future. The challenge for parents is immense. To nurture human life from the beginning up to adolescence is also a struggle. The way parents nurture the newborn is crucial and directs the very first life course with parental educational methods. Education directs the many learning processes too, from kindergarten up to the secondary school and the high school. The type of education received nurtures children, adolescents and professionals and shapes most people their entire lifespan. Parents are responsible in the core, educational practices at home and in the social environment. Parental responsibility for a child is immense. The way parents educate their child directs much of the following life course. If parents fail with their education, a child has no chance to escape from neglected parental educational instructions. We can conclude education from the very beginning of a human life is crucial and determines, in most cases, the course of an entire life. However, we live in a merciless world. Billions of people desire love, care, happiness, satisfaction, success and peace, in short, a good life. But with 8 billion people today, our students are exposed to propaganda, brainwashing, manipulations, delusions, control and seductions like never before, making the achievement of this good life difficult. Many people, young and old, are pushed into a mental, emotional chaos, into stress, fear, and countless meanders, which often fatalistic view. So, we come back to the upbringing of a child, the key for valuable human education. If parents, educators, teachers, and politicians fail, an entire life is at risk to fail. Education is not only a matter of public education. All systems in a country must prepare the young generation for spiritual and evolutionary development. If the educational system fails, human education will fail for millennia. Today, there is an immense need for global, lifelong, top education, indispensable, with the 8 billion people on the planet. In my research about humans, I have identified 22 mental functions, but most humans use only the basic 2 to 4, and very little for nurturing the inner life. All these 22 mental functions must be trained from the early development. Unfortunately, the magic thinking and hope for an eternal salvation still dominates the world. Looking back 7,000 years, humanity has not learned anything about the collective responsibility of managing the inner life. But new findings about the mind, such as epigenetics, show humans inherit elements from ancestors back to 14 generations. The young generation today has immense opportunities to learn, much more than all previous generations had. Academic study, business, psychology, humanities or social sciences in general is more than learning about theory. It is about human development and human values. Today, humans have an immense mental and spiritual potential for exploring and nurturing the world, but it must first start with their own world. To study business or psychology for life, or humanities, or hospitality requires understanding people in all contexts of life. How can you do business or function in any society without understanding people? The argument is simple. If you do not understand yourself, your beloved ones, your friends, and other people, you cannot have success in career, life, mind and soul. Nurturing mind and soul for a healthy inner development is the core of education, which includes inner roots of integrity and personal ethics. Joyful learning, creative learning, activities, respect for the psychical spiritual worlds of learning and being nurtures humanity in general. Respect for individual differences, personality traits, talents, performance tendencies, and potentials enrich the mind and the inner and outer worlds. Independent, creative pioneering and the exploration of the spirit must promote learning processes together with emotional values. The world does not consist in one line and in one direction. Education should also enrich history, which teaches us historic mistakes instead of nurturing an optimistic future and past delusion. Questioning history enriches the present and nurtures the future during relevant education. Lifelong learning after public education and academic training is the premise for a strong mind and a good future. Education must become indispensable for everybody. Knowledge must be balanced with inner spirituality, moral integrity, respect for humanity, nature, animals, and the planet. Education must promote peace, justice, love, care, self-responsibility, reliability, trust, the truth, and realistic faith. Education must prepare the youth for resolving problems and conflicts in every life and for a balanced management. Education must promote critical, creative, and pioneering thinking and questioning to enrich mental capacities and inner human values. Education must promote the manifold capacities of the power of love and the power of creativity and for inner peace. Education also must promote complex networked thinking, must find a critical understanding about the mass media, about politics, economics, education and religion. Learning is more than copy-paste, memorizing and studying. Learning goes along with understanding the meaning within and around us. Public education also must promote the joy of life, creativity for mind and soul, discovering the manifold human existences. I started my learning journey with 3 billion people on this planet. And you, dear students, you entered today in a world with 8 billion people. Do not miss your path to lifelong new learning, which starts tomorrow and hopefully never stops. Learning remains crucial for your success. I hope that the Schellhammer Business School was able to give you the tools, the mindset and the strength for the world that is waiting for you from tomorrow on. Good luck.